Alrighty, this is going to be a light bar install, a couple light bars on a 2017 Chevy Silverado, just a 1500. I've already got one bar on. First I'll show you how I ran the first one, which is going to be on a bull bar. I believe it is a 20-inch light bar. They're just off eBay, nice and cheap. I don't go off-roading. I'm not going to worry about banging them up, but mainly for looks, but of course they'll work. I'll show you how I ran that one, how I ran the switch, and then I also have a Rough Country roll bar. We are going to show you how to put a light bar on it. This is a generic light bar. It is not the actual one from Rough Country. I didn't want to spend another $200-300 on their specific light bar. I ordered a 51-inch light bar, so I'll show you how I mount it, how I wire it, and go from there. So as you can see, it is a nasty day outside. Everything is wet. It is cloudy, so we're having to work in the garage today. A little cold, it's about 40 degrees, so definitely going to shut the garage door, turn the heater on for a little bit, get the temperature up. Hopefully the shop lights will be enough to keep it bright so you guys can see. There's not a lot of videos online that I've saw that have been very clear. Hopefully I can make this perfectly clear. I can show you where every single wire goes. Did some research on how to run the wires through the firewall. I'll show you that. I did not run it through the stock wiring harness, but I think this is a good alternative, so I'll go pretty in-depth with that and show you how I did the first one, and then of course you'll watch the big light bar and how I wire that one. Alrighty, so this is the truck so far. As you can see, bull bar, 20-inch bar on the front, 2017 Silverado, like I said. I'll make another video talking about everything else that I have done to it. You can see the roll bar, you can see the 50-inch light bar on top, and like I said, we're going to be wiring that today. Inside, I have the little panel off. That's where I'm running the wires through. So the first thing is we have the light bar, 20-inch. Like I said, it's an off-brand. It doesn't even have a brand on it, and it mounts directly to a bull bar, which once again directly off eBay. It was about $100, which I think it mounted pretty nice. You can obviously see that it stops right here, which I would like it to go a little further, but that's where it stops. It mounts on to your main braces. I basically ran the wire right here into the cab, or into the bottom there. I ran it underneath the truck. It comes up right down through here. I kept it away from all the fans, all the heat. This is temporary for now because I'm just holding the wires, keeping them away from everything, keeping them away from your coolant box. Of course, you have your battery, which I have the main harness connected to the positive. My negative is actually down on the firewall down there. There's a bolt, not if you can see it, but there's a bolt right down there, and basically you can unscrew it, put your negative on it. At least that's what I did. And then if you follow the green ties, you can see green tie, green tie, green tie, which is right there. And then I ran it through the side fender, which goes into the cabin. Now let's shut the garage door and take a look at everything. Basically what you just saw me do is I unbolted the light bar for now. The bolts are silver. I need them to be black. I'm going to show you what Rough Country comes with versus what I'm doing, because I ordered the wrong size light bar since I didn't order Rough Country's light bar. So basically what I was doing a second ago is painting just some black spray paint. Excuse all my mess, but I'm just painting the bolts a flat black, and my objective is to get it to where it looks clean still, and it's not all messed up. So basically, what Rough Country sends you is going to be this piece. So basically, it's like a horn, and then it's got two mounting plates right here to where you can put a light bar in between it and mount it, and it would look clean, it would look flush. That's what I was hoping for. But when I looked online, it said that it comes with a 51-inch light bar. Well, you can't fit a 51-inch light bar on top of this truck. So this is a 51-inch light bar. So as you can see, that light bar goes all the way to the edge on both sides. And these little screws right here are what those little horns mount to. So the horns come all the way, but the horns go from here to here. They fit this whole area, and this sticks way inside of that. So I could not devise a plan to get that to mount right, and be able to still control the tilt of the light bar. So I basically drilled and tapped my own holes, and we can lift this up here and see. Gotta be kind of careful. Everything's set. Well, we'll leave that there. But I drilled and tapped my own holes and then mounted it. I still think it looks okay. While we wait on the bolts to dry, we can kind of take a look at the wiring harness. The lights that I got, they came with 4 of the Cree pods, and then one 20-inch, and then that 51-inch light bar. So to show you the little Cree pods here, this is just one of them. I'll show you that. Once we get in the daylight, we'll take a closer look at everything. But basically, this is one of the 4 Cree pods they sent you. So, you know, overall, it's not bad quality. It's not like the higher brand. I'm not sure where I'm going to mount the 4 little ones yet, but that's kind of the quality. Like I said, once the sun comes out, we'll go back and we'll take a closer look at each of the light bars. But the wiring harnesses, it came with 1 free, and then I ordered 2. The 20-inch on the front required a 9-foot wiring harness, which barely reached for the way that I ran it. So you may, depending on what kind of truck you have, the 9-foot will work for that. And I have a second 9-foot for the Cree pods, and then the one for the top of my truck, the 51-inch, is going to require at least a 12-foot wiring harness, just for the simple fact that I have to go down under the truck and then come back up to the battery. So we'll kind of talk through that as we go. So I'm pretty cheap. I buy everything from Harbor Freight. We're going to go ahead and connect up the wiring harness to the light itself. So basically what's going to happen is I have the 2 ends here, and basically I've twisted them together, and I'm going to use just an assortment that I got from Harbor Freight. And basically we're going to use, if these are called a male end or female end, I don't know, but that's what we're going to put onto these terminals, and then in turn they're going to slide in to those, and then we're going to use heat shrink and make it look nice and clean. So now we're going to find the heat shrink that we need to fit it, which some of these black ones should fit just perfect, and then put them on there. So temporarily the wires are run. Basically all I have to do is tie them down now, and then I can start working on hooking it up. So I have the wires right here coming from the light bar, coming down straight down the cab of the truck, and then under the truck, as you can see the wires hanging down, I'm going to attach that on the inside of the frame. And then basically I've come up right up under there. You can come up anywhere you want. It doesn't matter. Just stay away from tires, moving parts, such and so forth. And of course, short people problems, especially when you have a level truck. But you stand up here and see I have all the harness and everything in here. I've come up right down there. I'm away from the exhaust. I'm away from all the manifolds. Not by anything that's moving. I'm going to rework the wiring. Like I said earlier, you can see here, this is where I mounted the 20-inch bar. And I'm going to mount this bar right beside it so they'll be in a row. This will block water from coming down, so nothing should be on top of it. All my extra wiring, I'm going to cut this, make it all clean, and then of course we'll run the next one into the cab. So basically you can see that I have both relays there tied together. I'm not really in the metal here. There's metal right behind here, but I don't think the screws got all the way in. So they're nice and sturdy. They're not going anywhere. But I wanted to tie them together just so they wouldn't wiggle. And then I have all the wires. Here's my positive and negative I still have yet to put on because I need to run the wires into the truck. But basically, you can see if you follow the zip ties, this is all slack line, and you can follow the zip ties and see exactly where I ran it to the driver's side. So now we're going to look at how I run it into the cab. Get your standard hanger, coat hanger, which I'm careful, so I'm not going to scratch anything, but if you're not being careful, you may want to coat the hanger so you don't scratch anything. But basically what's going to happen is we are going to run this power switch cable, okay? We're going to go through right here. You can see where the other one's going through right here. We're going to go through there, and we're going to meet it up on the other side. See the cable right there? So basically, it comes right through the fender. There is no pinch point. The hinge is not going to catch it. The door's not going to catch it. Some people I saw, they ran right around here and some other places, and I just feel like that would pinch and it doesn't look clean. But that guy back there is hidden. It's out of the way. Nothing's going to damage it. And there's a little grommet, okay, that sits back there. So I'll try to back up here, hold the GoPro here, but you can see where it goes in right there. Get some different angles. But there's a little grommet you can punch out, and when you punch it out, it does leave a hole. So you have the cable hanging there, okay? You went through the side. You're going for that hole right there. But the problem is how do you get from that hole up underneath here? So that's probably really hard to see, but it does connect there. So you see my black wire. I'll lay this here. So you see this wire right here. This wire's to my LED lights. But this wire right here is what connects my other light, which is right here. So I have my LEDs, I have my LED box, and then I have, this is that front 20-inch light. So basically I'm going to put my other one right here. You got to kind of get creative. That is very tight in there, but a coat hanger taped to this, you can push it right up to the hole and then you can grab it and pull it through. So since I have two next to each other, two wires, it'll be a little tighter this time, but shouldn't have any issues. So I'll show you, try to show you. Everything is now done. I'll show you the inside real quick while it's in the garage, and then we'll go outside and we'll walk around everything and just double check and make sure everything's done. But it's hooked up, it's working perfect. I'm excited. I gotta adjust the bar real quick, but other than that, we're done. So inside, walking up to it, you can see the lights. My LEDs are going. I have those front and back, so the whole truck is lit up. We'll look at that more at nighttime, but as you can see, I have both switches and then my LED switch all going, and everything is hidden. Nothing's by the pedals, and everything comes through here. Once again, nothing. This is not a pinch point, so nothing happens there. It goes straight to the hood. Didn't have to go through the firewall. I think it's an awesome fix. It works great. As long as you don't have a big wiring harness that has to shove through there, it's a perfect spot to go through. So we'll get it outside. We'll double check everything and call it done. Alrighty, so it's now nighttime, and like I said, I'll show you my neons. So excuse my mess, but of course I have the neons on the floor in the back. Neons in the front. Light switches, as I said. And then I'll show you what the lights look like. Okay, so these are normal car beams. Fog lights. Those are my fog lights. So first I'm going to turn on the 20-inch. That's the 20-inch. Now I'm going to turn on the 51-inch on top. So, turn them all off. Those are normal lights. So I'm going to turn the fog lights off. Then I'm going to turn my headlights off. So I'll do the 20-inch again. That's the 20-inch. Now I'm going to do the 51-inch. It's pretty bright. And then back to auto. So, pretty clean install overall. I love it. Super bright, super clean, can barely see them. That's going to do it.